Hi guys, it's Tara here with Create Life Paper Words, and today I have day 7 in my 2017 France travel album. It's been a few weeks, I think, since I last posted a travel album day, and I apologize for that. My album is actually done. I just always, it seems, have trouble doing the voiceovers, so that's always what holds me up on everything. So day 7, I think, was probably my favorite day. We went to so many different chateaus. I want to say we did 3 or 4, and I loved it. It was amazing. So we were in the Loire Valley, close to Amboise, and we went to quite a few different ones, but everything was just so beautiful. It was so fall-like, and it just seemed very magical. It was just gorgeous. The colors were amazing. The sun was shining. Like, it was just one of those really special, magical days. So that's what this day is documenting. So the first thing that we did is we went to Chateau. I can't remember what one we did. I have to wait to see what comes up, I guess. It was about an hour's drive, and Chateau de Chambord, that's what it was. This was, I think, my favorite castle that we visited. It was so amazing, and it was I guess it seemed very much like what I picture a French castle to look like. So it was about an hour's drive, and we decided to take the back roads again through all the little towns and that kind of stuff, and definitely one of my favorite drives as opposed to taking the highway. So it was really nice, and it was just so much fun to go through the little tiny towns. So what happened, I ran out of 9x12 page protectors. I really should have bought extras when I ordered my album from Studio Calico, but I didn't. And so I end up having to trim down a bunch of my 12x12s. And then I ended up running out of 12x12s, of course, because I was using a lot of them. So I think at this point I had just actually gotten a bunch, or my order in, and was able to continue working on my album. I had to stop for a little bit. And so I wanted to do a little bit of a flip-up page. So I used the extra page protector that I had, and I just sealed my little ticket stub in there, and then I'm just gonna attach it right on top. And I believe I end up actually fusing that little flip up, just because it wasn't staying when I was flipping through my album later on. So I probably don't show that, but I do find that the washi tape doesn't quite work. And just doing a little bit of journaling. If you've been following along in this series, you will know that the majority of my journaling is done on the very first 6x12 page, which backs the 6x12 photo. So I never feel like I really need to do a ton of journaling when it comes to these pages. I'll just write little tiny notes here and there. But I really like that I don't feel like I have to fill up everything with journaling. So I wanted to put this visitor's guide in there just because it was well done. There were a few that weren't as well done as others, but this one was really well done. And what's really cool about this chateau is that it has this center keep, which is essentially like a big square in the middle, and then everything funnels out from it, and it's got a couple different levels, and it has this really amazing staircase where 2 people can go different ways. So you can go to the right and to the left, and you're never going to meet because it's it's like a double helix staircase. It's very, very cool. And so this staircase takes you to all the floors, and I just really liked the visitor's guide because it explained about, you know, the double helix staircase, and it explained about all of the different floors and that kind of stuff. So it was a really well done one. I'm pretty sure this was my husband's favorite chateau that we visited as well. When he asked me what I wanted to do in France, I totally said, like, I want to spend a day or two visiting castles there. And he totally went along with it and didn't even complain once. I think at one point he did say, okay, I need like a little bit of a break, but he was a really good sport about it, because I love this kind of stuff, and I know he doesn't like it nearly as much as I do, but that he did come to France with me knowing that that's exactly what we would be doing and what I would want to be doing as well. And because, of course, they are different size page protectors, I have to do some hole punching with my Crop-A-Dial. I really like my Crop-A-Dial. I've had it for years and years and years, and I never worry about what, you know, page protectors I'm buying for what album, because I know that it's super easy to just trim them right down. So if you are ever, you know, worried about that kind of stuff, just get a Crop-A-Dial and you're good to go. I'm pretty sure you can buy them right at Michael's. I got mine from Stampin' Up, like I said, years and years ago, but I'm positive I've seen these ones at Michael's too. So the second one that we went to was Cheverny, and it is fairly close actually to Chambord. As I was figuring out what I wanted to do with it, I decided I wanted to do a little bit of a map, and I also wanted to reprint some of these from In a Creative Bubble. So I bought these back in August when she had a sale. And I really love them because they are just a neutral black and white, and they pretty much go with, you know, everything that I'm going to be doing. So I did already print one off, and then I just reprinted it, which is the great thing about the digital stuff. And just fusing my page protectors again. Like I said, I did a lot of fusing in this album, way more than I normally ever do. And generally when I do fuse stuff, it's for a mini album or a travel album. So I got my work in though for it. Again, I wanted to put in this little information packet. These are things that I absolutely love looking at, you know, when I'm home from my trip, and just, you know, really reminds you of your trip and all that fun stuff that you did. I don't love how I think I end up changing that middle pocket because I didn't love how it was looking. And then on the other side, I backed the other ticket from, I want to say it was Clos Luce that we went to for the third one that day. And yep, that looks right. So Cheverny was a really neat one because it is still owned by the original family. So it's been owned for something like 600 years, I believe, and it's been in the same family, which is a very, very rare thing. Most of the chateaus are owned by the French government, but so that's why I wanted to see this one, because I wanted to see what it would look like without all the extra funding from the government for all the pieces. As well, a lot of the pieces are originals, which again is very rare because, as I learned on my Versailles tour, everything was looted in the French Revolution, and so everything was sold off, and the French government is buying it back if they come onto the market, but not everything is original. So that's why when you go to some places, the furniture will be mismatched. So like you'll go to one room and it'll be like 18th century, and you'll go to another room and it'll be 17th century, and you'll go to another room and it'll be 16th century. So it was really neat to be in Cheverny, where you know, everything had been kept, and like the wood paneling was just unbelievable in one of the rooms. So I was really glad we went to that one. It was a bit smaller than the other ones we'd gone to. It didn't take us nearly as long to go through, but it was a good worthwhile stop. So after we did Cheverny, we went back to Amboise because I wanted to go to Clos Luce, which is where Leonardo da Vinci spent the last few years of his life. And so it is right in the middle of Amboise. You go up this cute little side street, which almost looks a bit like an alley, but it's not, and it's so tiny and narrow, and there's all these cute little houses and everything around. And we had tried going the day before, but we got there like just a few minutes after they were letting people in. But it was absolutely unbelievable. It has this beautiful gardens, and we really enjoyed walking around the gardens. And while it's not like a chateau in the sense that I think of, it's still really, really neat. They had a part that was from, I want to say, the 14th or 15th century. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but they had this really great part where you actually went up like this spiral staircase, and it was really, really narrow, and then walked across, and it was just really cool, and lots of brick in that one. And you learned a lot about Leonardo da Vinci and his creations, and so we really enjoyed going to that one. And after we finished at that one, we were just in time, and we were able to go get supper. I can't remember where we ate, but I think we had pasta and then this amazing dessert, which I have a photo of at the bottom. It was profiteroles with chocolate and sugar, and they were delicious. And just doing a bit of journaling. Like I said, nothing really, extra special that I'm doing there. But what I really loved about this card is it's got all these little buildings, and so I decided to break my watercolors out and just paint them in just a little bit, so just to give a tiny bit more color to the page. I knew I'd be doing a lot of white on there, so I just wanted to do a little bit of adding of some color, and then I put it back on. And so I'm pretty much almost done on this. I'm just adding he said, she said. I believe I got these from a really old Studio Calico kit, and I've been wanting to use them for a while. I just never really had the right thing. So I put he said, where do you want to go? She said, my dream, France. So pretty simple. I think I was just looking for something to fill in there, and I finally decide what to do with this chipboard tag. I tried it on a bunch of different things, and I think I leave it like this. I can't remember, but I just back it with some white, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling on the back side right there. And then I think I have to fuse the top of it, so that I was worried about it floating around in there and coming out. So I'm pretty sure I end up fusing the top, and I add a little tiny bit of twine to that. I love this twine. If anyone is looking for a bit of twine, I use mine quite a bit, and I just get it from Stampin' Up. But I really like it. It's really nice and light, and it doesn't add bulk to anything, so I use it for quite a bit of stuff. And at this point, I think I'm just trying to decide if I'm gonna keep it like this, just because it was sticking out quite a bit. I had considered possibly doing a 9x12 like I had done for the Chambord one, but I end up not doing that. So I'm just showing you a little preview of this last day that I've done, and I end up, I think this is where I fused the two together. I wasn't real happy with how, yeah, there we go, there's my fuse. And I feel like I've sort of got my few straightened out now and know how to use it pretty well. So thank you so much for joining me for day 7. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how I put my process together for my travel album. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I absolutely love reading through all of them and answering them. As well, you can always find me on Instagram at Create Life Paper Words, or here on YouTube if you haven't subscribed. I hope you will. Bye!